love you.
Mo Salah, Real Madrid.
Can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Richard.
Oh, you can.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, dude. It was a
Real Madrid.
Yeah. I'm going to, okay? That was the greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Welcome everyone, this is FPL Bros. We're back after Easter and we are up to episode 68. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not doing too badly, but as we just mentioned, we've probably taken our eyes off the ball a little bit, team-wise. But anyway, Game Week 35 is coming up, but then after that we've got two double game weeks, Game Week 36 and Game Week 37. So we're just going to quickly take you through our thoughts on what players you should probably be thinking about.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Before that, we have the very underwhelming prospect of going through our scores this last game week, which should have been Game Week 34. So I'll let you go first.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I rounded off the week 55 points. Unfortunately, some of my big hitters were Robertson and Saka. Robertson with 15, Saka with 13. I captained Werner because I thought that he might feel a bit redemption-y, and he looked sprightly in the Arsenal Chelsea game. So I got sucked in, and I captained Werner for the double game week that he just had with West Ham and Man United, and he got me a total of 4 points, which doubled his 8. So that was a fantastic choice for our captain. But other than that, I had double Chelsea defence as well, which was abysmal. And so all around, pretty basic week. The average was 46, and I got 55 points.
I thought I was going to get 55 points, but guess what? Because Foden didn't play, I'm going to get some points off the bench.
Oh, lovely.
And it's 1 point off the bench.
Not so lovely.
No, so I'm finishing the week on 56. I don't think my team was massively different from yours. I also had Robertson, but I had Emerson Royale as a defender. He got me 8 points. I had Schmeichel in goal. He also got me 8 points. I had Mount. He got me 5 points. I swapped him for Havertz because although for some reason Mount always does well for me, and everyone was going Havertz. So I thought, okay, let me get Havertz as well, seeing as he's effectively playing up front. But in my heart of hearts, I knew that Mount was the man because whenever I pick him, he gets me points. And I didn't have a Saka. I couldn't afford him, so I went with Martinelli. So he came off the bench for 1 point. And this week, even though a lot of people were captaining the Chelsea players because they played twice, I just played it safe and stuck with Salah because I just thought, why mess with the program? So he obviously got 6 points, which doubled to 12. The rest of it was very underwhelming. Man City couldn't keep a clean sheet, so my Man City defender got 1 point because that was Castellonius, so got a yellow card, and Kane rolled in with 2. So he's doing that blowing hot and cold thing that he does. He's probably going to score like 6 goals in the next 4 games now. But anyway, that was our Game Week 34. We're all laid out there.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
All right then. So moving swiftly on, as I mentioned at the top of the episode, we've got some double game weeks coming up. For anybody who's interested, there are 3 teams who will double in 36 and 37, and those are Aston Villa, Leicester, and Everton. So if you really want to maximise your points, those are the teams to look at, although, it's arguable that Everton's quite risky. But anyway, yeah. So did you have a couple of players perhaps that people should be looking at?
Well, it's a difficult one because even from the teams that you've mentioned, Aston Villa, Leicester, Everton, I don't feel like I'm having any of them.
I know. I think we're literally just looking at them because they're playing extra games, and that's all there is to it, isn't there? They're not. I wouldn't say any of those teams have got players who are massively in form, and they're not banging in loads of goals or keeping loads of clean sheets. It's just kind of they've got an extra game, so that may be 2 points turning into 4 sort of thing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I'll quickly run through my thoughts on those 3 teams. So firstly, Everton and Villa, they're, like you said, they're hot and cold. You ain't got a clue what you're going to get with those guys. They could be getting smashed, or they could be like having a plucky performance where they keep a clean sheet. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm not looking at them. Leicester are actually like in the business end of a European Cup competition. So if they've got 4 game weeks, I promise you they're not thinking about the league. They've got no hopes of getting anywhere in the league. Like, there's nothing to play for them at the moment. So I can imagine they're probably going to rotate quite heavily in favour of their cup ties over the next couple game weeks. So it's just something to consider about Leicester.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
There's just no point. I wouldn't bother risking someone like Harvey Barnes for 4 games back to back, or someone like Maddison for 4 games back to back. Like, what's the point? Even if I get these points, I'm not getting top 4. There's just no hope.
No. Again, if you really feel that badly, you want to turn your 2 points 4. that's your choice, man. But I don't blame you for looking at people who are more likely to get an assist or a goal or a clean sheet.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. So if I had to pick a couple of players that I'm looking at over 36 or 37, I would say I'm probably, I don't know, like as a differential, I personally, but that's because I'm spending big elsewhere. I looked at Jordan Ayew as a striker randomly.
Oh.
I don't know why. I just thought that he's playing against some relatively leaky defences in Watford, Villa and Everton. And I can see him nicking something in one of these games. So if I can get some points somewhere, it's also because across the board it's very difficult to predict, because you might also think that you've got Tottenham, but then you look who Tottenham are up against, and then you think of how their strikers and players have been over the past couple of game weeks as well. So it's like, oh no, your dynamic viewer of Kane and Son don't look very good. I mean, Liverpool again. They're probably going to shut up at the back, and same with City. So their defenders are probably a good shout. But then again, you just can't be sure because they're also in European competitions.
Well, that's true. And the second problem with Liverpool is that they've also got the FA Cup as well. Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly, that's going to be between game week 36 and 37.
So it's just where do you go?
Yeah. So and Chelsea have also got the FA Cup. They're not in Europe anymore, but they've also. Obviously they're going to try and keep first spot, which they've all but got, but they're going to want a trophy as well.
Yeah.
So again, and with Liverpool, even though they're relatively consistent, they've got a big squad and they're using it. Chelsea also have a big squad and they're going to use it. To add to that, West Ham, I think they've got a double. Their double is they haven't got a double, but they're in Europe. So yeah. Even though they've got Norwich, and in the last game of the season they play Brighton again. Maybe keep an eye on that. And then obviously City, they're still in Europe, and we know how much they like to rotate anyway. It goes without saying.
Yeah, which is true. So it's not. There's no, like, for me personally, from my perspective, there's no dead certs. You kind of just got to spread if you're doing, as like I would say, I don't know, maybe 50% of FPL are doing. If they're doing wild cards, I would really hedge your bets, like spread it, because I wouldn't bank on anybody just because of rotation. Make sure you have a really, really, really solid bench.
I think a lot of people are going to play their free hit in 37. So yeah,
free hit 37.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of people save their 3 hit for 37. I'm not. Basically, I haven't got it anymore. What I'm going to do is bench boost in 36. But again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm literally just going to pick players who've got 2 games and just say, okay, 4 points. That's for me. That's the bonus, basically.
Yeah.
4 points is still too. All right. So you recommend AU, and is there anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm similar to you. I haven't got a free hit, but I've got a wild card and a bench boost. So I'm.
Okay.
So I'm wild carding then to bench boost in the 36. So I've got.
Okay, good.
So I'm thinking I'll wild carded this week and then I'll bench boost the next week. But so for me personally, if I just go to quite simply, I'll go to my wild card team because I spent a little while thinking about it.
Yeah.
Who else have I got? I'll read off a couple because one team, as people who listen know, I support, is Arsenal, and Arsenal are fighting tooth and nail to get top 4.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another player who they've recently stumbled upon who's been playing well, who's very, very cheap at the moment. That's Eddie Nketiah. And then they've also got their star man.
I knew you were going to say that, but go on.
And then they've got their star man Xhaka, and those guys in his houses, he's not getting dropped. There's just no way about it. So at a minimum, you're getting two times 3, you're getting 6 points over 36 and 37. But he's usually in with an assist or a goal. So that would be another pick, just because it's just so difficult. I think this has probably got to be one of the most difficult double game week picks that I've seen, because it's just like, who do you pick? Because it's either you pick for one of the big 6 teams and then they've got hard fixtures, or you pick a lower team and then they get battered.
Yeah, the point? Yeah, they're either rotating because of Europe or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it's worth pointing out you don't necessarily have to get distracted too much by double game weeks, because the single game week players can always bang. You do
that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Nketiah, he's in there. The word on the street is that Lacazette is not feeling himself, and he's also made noises about leaving. So yeah, Nketiah, even though I've brought up the subject of non-scoring forwards several times in the FPL Bros, what's that chat? It seems like he gets himself in good positions. But the main thing is that he's not going to cost an awful lot, and the strikers at the moment, generally speaking, are just looking really underwhelming. Yeah, I mean, you've got Kane, who's never going to get dropped, is on penalties. Ronaldo, who's playing quite well at the moment, but but they're expensive. And then what else is there? There's just nothing else. Okay.
That 12 million is insane. I saw the price on the other day. I just felt sick. I was like, 12 mil. I haven't got 12 mil to spend.
No, exactly. When you look at all the people in midfield who are worth having, Son, Salah, Mane, De Bruyne, Saka, before you know it, you've got no money to spend up front. And plus, people are spending big on defenders as well. Robertson, Trent, people are going to roll with both of them. Some people are going to persevere with Reece James, although I'm not sure I'm going to be one of them. And Cancelo as well. Some people are looking at Laporte too. So you really don't have much money to spend up front on 12 million anyway.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
The guys I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear this.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be very boring and say Coutinho. I don't think he's probably going to get rotated. He's probably not going to finish a few games, but the fixtures aren't bad. But Burnley, obviously, but this week he's got Norwich, then he's got Burnley. Liverpool, you can write that off effectively. Crystal Palace, not bad. Then Burnley again, and then he finishes the season at Manchester City, which is also again a write-off. But to have, that's 4 decent fixtures out of the next 6. So Coutinho. I was slow to get on him before, but you could do a lot worse. Another one, which I think is a bit cheeky, is I think that you might want to take a punt on Richarlison, because out of all the forwards they've got at Everton, he's the most likely to start. I don't know what's going on with DCL, and he's a lively character. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get a goal and assist, but you know something's going to happen when he's on the pitch. You know, he does get into good positions. He does take a fair 1 or 2 shots, and I think they do aim for him at set pieces as well. Plus, he's on penalties. So yeah, I don't know how much he's cost. I don't think he costs a massive amount, but Richarlison just as a sort of a differential punty type pick there as well. Again, Everton have got they've got Chelsea this week, so that's probably a write-off, even though Chelsea haven't been themselves lately. Then they've got Leicester, which is, you know, it can be a tough game, but Leicester aren't watertight. Then you've got Watford, and, you know, that's good, decent enough. Brentford, you know, Brentford are playing well, but, you know, they're still the promoted team, which means that they're not always solid. And Crystal Palace, well, they could get something out of that. So, yeah, Richarlison and Coutinho. And if you want to save a bit of money, I saw somebody mentioning Pookie, actually, because he's super cheap. And if you do have to play him, he's got Villa, West Ham, Leicester, and then Wolves. And they finish the season at Tottenham. So he might get something, you know, but he's there to save his money. Yeah. All right, then.
Good shout, Pookie.
Yeah, just really, really cheeky ones there. Not necessarily the well-known names, but you know, you might want to give them a look. So yeah, I think that's some interesting picks we've got there for people out there. Bit different.
Definitely.
Yeah,
a lot to look at. A lot to think about.
We've got to think about as well. Yeah, and also, you know, we get to the heart of the matter as well. People getting excited. You know, just slow your roll a little bit there. You've got teams in Europe, teams in the FA Cup final. You know, and you've just got NAF teams. So, you know, don't forget about the single day week players as well. You know, that they're still worth concentrating on, and they could still easily outscore a lot of people, teams who've got 2, 3, or even 4 games.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown. All
right, then. I think that's it for this episode. All that's left for me to say is check us out on Twitter at FPL_Bros. If you're listening to us on YouTube, you go to the description below, then we have indexed all the different parts of the episode as well, so you can jump to any part you want to listen to, or jump back to it if you want to listen to it again. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, nothing else. No,
from me.
Okay, good stuff. All right then. So everyone out there, best of luck and green arrows all round. Bye bye.
Bye bye.